Childhood obesity is on the rise, and it's one of the most important topics we could address. Today, we're cutting through the noise with real science backed answers. Joining us now is Dr. Evan Nadler, a pediatric surgeon and pioneer in childhood obesity. And he's also working on a book on childhood obesity right now. So, thank you so much for joining us. What are the most common myths about childhood obesity?
Yeah, thanks, Robin, for having me, first of all. And second of all, this is a super important topic, so hopefully you have people listening. And the most common myth about obesity in general, and specifically childhood obesity, is that somehow it's a willpower or a choice issue. But obesity is a disease, and it's a complex chronic disease, but there's stuff you can do about it. So it's something we should be paying attention to, especially with the staggering numbers that are out there.
What does science actually tell us about childhood obesity?
Well, we actually have lots of kids to study because we got 15 million children in the United States who have obesity. And what the science tells us is that a lot of that burden on those children is actually from genes that they inherit that may have been modified, which is this new field or newer field called epigenetics. And then those genes get modified by both their parents and then passed on to them. But their own genes can be modified while they're in utero in their mom's belly developing by the same ultra processed foods and air pollutants and other chemicals that are out there that are affecting all of us.
You mentioned the environment. So, what type of effect does that have on kids? I think I know kids are on the internet a lot more on their cell phones, and they're also maybe eating fast food that they weren't eating 50 years ago.
Right. So it's important for folks to know that even if a large bit of the burden is genetic, that there are modifiable pieces, and those are super important. And you brought them up right there with diet and exercise. What we think is happening and why the change has happened so quickly over the last 50 years is that these different toxins, for lack of a better word, like ultra processed foods or air pollutants and chemicals, change the genes in the part of your brain that actually controls your weight set point called the hypothalamus. So it's a whole topic for another day and too much to talk about in 2 minutes. But basically, some of this is under our control and some of it isn't. And we need to focus on what we can control by certainly eating healthier and moving more. But at the same time, realizing that a lot of it isn't uh, due to behavior or choices. So there's no reason to blame or shame anybody because they're dealing with a disease. It's really, we need to support people, change the environment, get people treatment who need it, all at the same time.
So that's the take home message, bottom line.
Bottom line is that obesity is a disease, not a lifestyle choice, and there's something you can do about it. And that's what I
All
want your
right.
listeners to, that's what I
We'll
want your
leave it
listeners
there.
to take home.
Thank you so much, Dr. Evan Nadler. And you are living well with Robin Stoloff.